Good afternoon, everyone, and it's time to Let's Chat with BGG. How are you doing out there today? We have Rob Mason and we have our
All right.
special guest, Anthony Haskins II. So,
All right.
Anthony, we are so excited for you to join us today, and we're going to go ahead and get this party started with the Let's Chat with BGG. So, come on, Rob, do your thing.
Yeah. Let's chat with BGG. So everybody out there, you got to understand, we had a live event at Woody's in Moreno Valley, California, and it was nice, very nice. All of a sudden, there was this high energy cat that I've never seen before. He came in and moved his way to the back, and then he was checking out the room, but he was very encouraging of other people. And so normally, I did my little piece of guest speaker, and then I said, no, let's bring up a real guest speaker, and I picked Anthony, and man, this guy came up and he was very energetic and he has a lot to say. So Anthony, welcome to BGG Chats. We appreciate you, giving us some time today. And so tell us a little bit. You're a super entrepreneur, man. So tell us how you started and what are you doing?
Well, first of all, I want to have me. I appreciate you guys identifying, someone who's looking to, move forward in the community and with our people and people in general. But my journey actually I always had a lot of jobs starting at as early as 12 years old, mowing lawns and actually washing cars, detailing. So I got a little sense of entrepreneurship earlier during that time, but where it really came about is my stepmother, who was in my life since I was about 5 years old. She actually was a representative for a business called Prepaid Legal. So a lot of people know Prepaid Legal, and almost want to market to you, I'll run, you know what I mean? So most definitely, and that was legal show. So most definitely she wanted me to do that, and she saw my sales ability. And, I really wasn't trying to push that envelope of the multi-level marketing at that time. I am a member or associate, but, really wasn't trying to push that aspect of it. But it did help me hone the skills of understanding, residual income, of, building a team, of those necessary strengths when it comes to being a business owner or entrepreneur. I believe, can I say Rob, is that okay? Or Robert, how would you like me to pronounce you? Rob?
Rob, it's fine, yeah.
Okay. So Rob's calling me a super entrepreneur, and it makes me laugh. And it kind of follows one of my mottos, or what some people say, like, oh, you're doing too much, you know what I mean? But in my head, they're not doing enough.
Right.
Not doing enough. So I really kind of try to block out those people who say you're doing too much, because of my aspect of life. If you build it, they will come, just like the field of dreams, right? So if I put something together, at least I have an item that's together, and then I can put the people in place. So it's a little backwards sometimes for some people, but long story short, I had to come, and it brings me back to my first, entrepreneur of my own was I started a production company with my best friend. And, I did music and wanted to do videos, and in our head, it was like, hey, we do music, right? I'm going to go buy this. I'm going to spend all my money. This is the last of my money. We're going to get this camera. We're going to make it, right? Because we're going to do our own videos. We're going to do our own editing. We're going to do everything. And what that did was it most definitely helped me understand and go out there and get business, right? Because I had to put I was on the 210, 2 feet and 10 toes, what I call it. So I'm in the puff in the street, guerrilla marketing, trying to get in contact with those people who may need videography. And really, I was more or less approaching the videography instead of telling them, oh, I'm a musician or I do music. You know what I mean? I'll just go angle on them, you know what I mean? And try to find my position, because some people are threatened if you're doing the same thing. You're a musician. I don't want to deal with you. So started in that aspect. And we got a lot of good business from it. I was doing stuff with 99.1 with a girl with Diana Weeby. I met a lot of artists. I won't even name, I'll name a couple, like Problem, Man, Ty Dollar Sign, just a whole bunch of West Coast artists, a whole bunch of different people. And what was going on, we were building momentum, but my buddy wasn't seeing money because he was the one doing the editing. And I'm telling him, hey, we're just trying to get our foot in the door. We got to, let's just do this. Let's do relationships. This is part of it. and he wasn't getting the money. So he do it slower, not getting done in time. It needs to be done. So it kind of, messed up a couple things. So I'm like, okay, I stopped that, went back to work. And then I'm like, okay, it's still in my blood. I saw a product that I believed in called, it was actually Easy Clean Carpet Care, and which was like a sawdust of carpet cleaning. So when you walk off, we walk on. So we didn't use like the whole machines that wet up the carpet, the poles and all that. So I believed in the product. I believed in the person that was selling the product, and actually went out, marketed to some apartment complex that I lived in, actually got us sold it pretty much, meaning got bid and got the job. So I was actually cleaning their carpets and doing everything for the apartment complex. And it just from there, and it went well. It was just a little bit hard to do because it was more like a 2 or 3 person job. And I was, when you're with that, because it was steps to it. So when you got that, I was afraid to like hire people and, this and that, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh man, my wife was, where's the money? We're not making all the money, how that, the life of entrepreneur. And so I faded back again, but to get to the point of where I'm at now, I end up applying for, I always want to do insurance, real estate, different things like that. Always been something I really enjoyed. And I wanted to be a life insurance agent. I'm like, I'll be a life insurance agent, makes sense.
Right.
I was going through, at one point, I'm like, I told my wife, babe, I know I'm gonna get another job soon. Not that, I was really like, it got so long with doing the carpet. It's like, I just need another job. So I feel like I'm doing something, you know what I mean? Even though I was. So I told her, like, I feel like I'm going to have something come through soon. And I ended up just looking on the internet and found an insurance company for property and casualty. So for your home, auto, for those who don't know what that is, home, auto, but it goes to be your general liability, your workers' comp, all those things, your error and omissions for tax people, real estate agents. So it gets a little bit deeper in bonds. So, when I got hired, when I first applied, I didn't know what it intended. And, but I was like, hey, they pay for the education. I'm in there. They're going to pay me to get my license. Let's run it. So I didn't know when I got hired, I was going to be making $12 an hour. I thought I was going to be making the big money. I thought I was going to. And when they told me the pay, I'm like, actually, it wasn't even 12. I think it was more like 10. It was scary. You know what I mean? And so when they told me, I had to suck it up, because I already made good money selling phones prior. I have previous selling experience, but I want to talk more on the entrepreneur side. And so I had to suck it up and like had to swallow my pride and like, hey, this is what you got to do. You need to learn it, be the best you can at it, and go from there, because they really threw me to the wolves. Once I learned the information, like, and passed the test, it's like, all right, you're in this banning office. This guy never comes to work. Good luck. And I had to identify, I had to figure it out, and I had to do it, and it's like a slow location, but when it was busy, you're swamped. But after about 4 months of that, I ended up becoming the store manager for the San Bernardino location, which was the highest volume location pretty much in California. With 4 months. Now I do have management experience and sales experience, so that does play a part in the ability of advancing with that company. But the main subject of that is swallowing the pride and having to start from the humble beginnings. And that's what that pretty much did for me. And it also gave me the information and the knowledge to help me identify, hey, this is where you need to go in your life. Like you already thought about it, but this is where you need to go. Now, how do you start tying these things together? And I worked for the company for about 3 or 4 years. I mean, I made close to 6 figures. It wasn't quite there, but, I made good money, and it just got to a point where, sometimes you could be too good. Sometimes you could be, and they don't like certain things, and they're asking for new ways to identify how to make money, because the company needs to make money. So I'm hustling and bustling, and I'm coming up with different ideas. Well, we need to do this. We need to do this. Because note what I talked about prior for this company, what happened with one of these things is they did a secret shop on me. And when they came and did a secret shop, that's what they always do to identify, you know, what are people saying to the clients, right? Which is a great idea. And they come in with literally a video recorder. It wasn't like a secret shop and they're like, oh, they're going to write down. No, you're on candid camera. Okay. So I went ahead and went through the whole spill of being an insurance, you know, selling insurance to a client, but, you know, sales. And I ended up scoring the highest in the company. I had a 95. And they went crazy. You know, and they're telling everybody, you guys need to be like him. This is prior to, you know, them changing their ways. You know what I mean? But
So I have a question for you though.
Yeah, please.
So, because like when I think about, it sounds like you have taken us on a journey of growth from your humble beginnings, you know, because a lot of people, especially this day and time, are younger people, they chase the dollar. But I always say chase the opportunity because the dollars will come.
Correct.
And so in your growth journey, because growth is not something that has to happen, that's optional. You can decide to stay stagnant where you are and say, hey, this is good. I'm moving up the ranks, you know, and things are good. Life is good. I don't want to ruffle those feathers, but you chose to be on a journey of growth. So where has that led you now to this super entrepreneur spirit that Rob calls you the super entrepreneur?
Tell the story about how you're recycling customers now. I like that. How you right, and the trust that goes into that.
So where I was going is, at one point I told the company to do bonds. Hey, we should do dealer bonds. I identified, you know, this company that, you know, gives people their dealer license. So I'll start focusing on bonds. Well, when I found that company, I ended up talking to my mentor. And that mentor was like, hey, when you're ready to go on your own, I can set you up. This is all over the phone first time, you know, and so I just believed in what he's saying. So I went ahead and set up, start doing bonds for him. So at one point I got the boldness to leave the company and set up my insurance company, my own brokerage. So I actually have Easy to Insure. That's my insurance company. And what happened is, through doing that, I had a list of, when I went to meet my mentor for the first time, he's my mentor now, I had a list of items that I wanted to be able to tell him, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And I didn't even get to talk about anything. He just talked to me the whole time. And so, but in that list, I had a lot of things that I had to identify, okay, what I can do, right? So I had to do my own dealer packet, okay, to become a dealer, because I'm a licensed dealer also. So when doing my dealer packet, I'm like, okay, I had to do all my stuff for insurance. So I did the dealer packet. Okay, I'm gonna start doing people's dealer packet. Okay, I sell cars. I'm an insurance broker. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing registrations. Okay, and I start just putting them together. So what happens is I end up setting up 3 entities. One's the Perfect Choice. Okay, the Perfect Choice does miscellaneous services. Okay, but we'll say primarily DMV services. The next one is Perfect Choice Auto Sales. Okay, and Perfect Choice Auto Sales, obviously auto sales, and then Easy to Insure. So what happens in either way it goes, most of the time, if a client needs a registration, right, they also need insurance. Okay, if they need insurance, they most likely are driving a car. At one point, they're going to need a new car. So what I had to identify was, how do I make sure I keep money cycling? What do clients or what do people need every year that they cannot get away from? And that's what one of the things I identified. That's why I was like, insurance broker, every year they have to renew. Okay, that's residual income. That's going to be the money in the pot. That's the long haul. But now I need something in the meantime when this is slow to keep this going. So that's why I set up the registration and for the dealership, and I rotated. So
basically you were bundling. That's what, because I'm in the insurance industry too. And so I'm not on the agency side, but I used to be on the underwriting side. So we would always encourage our agents to bundle packages because that's where the customer gets the biggest discount and the biggest bang for their buck. But I want to go back to growth at the beginning. So you have had a journey of growth. So what has that taught you from the beginning to now that helps you with these opportunities that come up? So just take us pretty quickly on this journey of where you were and where, if you could sum it up into 3 specific words of this journey that you've had in your career as 9 to 5 and now where you have emerged as the super entrepreneur. What would those 3 words be?
Those three words would be faith.
Okay.
Really having the faith, knowing that it will be okay, because when it looks daunting, there's really light behind behind it all.
Mm-hmm.
Hard work. I used to have a saying, and I think when I really transitioned, I used to say to people, and I used to say really not to people, really to myself, am I afraid to succeed or am I afraid to fail?
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, it came with a double-edged sword. If I succeeded, then my family, then I'm the breadwinner. I came from, a background that we'll talk about maybe one day, but I'll be the breadwinner. I'll need to have to take care of my family and, all my family, not just my wife and, everybody. And that was scary.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But also the part of failing.
Mm-hmm.
Was, I don't want to be a failure to people, or, I have this image, people believe in me. What if I fail? So that, and, the last one would just really be just don't listen to the naysayers.
Mm-hmm.
The people that tell you that, it's too much, or it's, what about this? You got to believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing. And so, just don't listen to the naysayers and believe in you, and work on building a team at one point. You can't do it by yourself. It's start getting the team and stepping up. So I can talk, so I won't talk too much.
No, that's great. So
Yeah,
Anthony, you said something that, Rob, let me just finish the statement. So Anthony, you said something that was really profound. And I think our viewers out there, they need to understand this, because what we do in the Business Growth Group is we have Wind Down Wednesday, which we have a lot of people that come in there and they feel like, I may not be able to do this. And what we do is we give them that hope that they may not be standing on faith that they can do it. They may be thinking that they're all alone and they're afraid to fail. But Denzel Washington had a lot of things out there that talked about why it's okay to fail. Failing just means that you're learning how to succeed. And then the naysayers, you don't listen to, I call it the people who are drinking that haterade. You don't listen to those people, because
Absolutely.
those are going to always be the ones that are going to step in and say, well, if I were you, I wouldn't do it. Well, I'm not you. So I am going to step out on faith. I'm not afraid of failure. And I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to that inner voice within me that's telling me that I can do this. Because at the end of the day, it is about you and what you have discovered in your mindset. It's a mindset. It's a growth mindset. Is that you want to grow. And with every opportunity, you're going to grow there. So I just wanted to kind of let our listeners know that you said a lot of great things today. You took us on a wonderful journey, and then you summed it up in 3 words: faith, failure, and naysayers. So everybody listening out there, don't be afraid to stand on faith. Don't be afraid to fail, and don't be afraid to tell those naysayers to take a hike.
Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things I was going to say, because there's going to be times, and particularly people out there, if you have friends, right? Some of your friends, you're going to have to make a decision, because maybe they don't have the entrepreneurial spirit. And I've had that happen to me in my lifetime, where I just had to go. I had a best friend, and he would say, oh, well, my girlfriend's father said this and that. I said, well, look, man, I'm not doing business with your girlfriend's father. Either you're in or you're out. I still love you, but this is the point where we have to just break it off, and I have to move forward. So anyway, Anthony, you killed it again, man. We just love what you do. Keep that spirit up, man. We're going to have you back, because you got a lot of variations, bro.
Yeah, it goes. I had several mentors, or someone that taught me a lot too, that helped me do a lot of things. So, most definitely it's been a journey, just staying focused. And thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. Oh, and one last thing. I was going to say, when we said like friends or naysayers and whatnot, I get more this from people that don't know me, which is very fortunate. I insure some people, but a lot of my friends know I sell cars. They know and they probably just don't know how much I can do for them. But sometimes when it's great to go to your friends and family. But personally, I I get more from outside of there. And then, you know, eventually they'll follow a lead and come to it, you know, once they hear about it from somebody else. Oh, that's my cousin. Oh, yeah. I've been showing him for 5 years. No, but that's, I appreciate you guys. And anybody out there that's looking to be entrepreneurs, you know, you got to go for it and just find your lane.
Absolutely. And Anthony, that is so right. Find your lane. Don't find anybody else's lane. Find your lane and stick to it, because nothing is impossible. Because remember, the word possible is in impossible. And so, Rob, do you have any parting thoughts before we head out?
No, I'm just full of energy right now. Appreciate the energy that's coming from this man, and the conversation was real today. So everybody out there, again, thanks for joining in. We look forward to seeing you again on Thursday and then again on Tuesday. So keep it real, keep it fresh, and keep it moving.
That's right. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday for Let's Chat with BGG. And we're coming up on this Thursday with the entertainment side. So every Thursday is entertainment, and every Tuesday we talk to the business folks out there. So if you want to get on the show, hit us up. We'll be glad to bring you in. Thank you so much. Peace out, everyone.
Peace.